All right, our next question comes from @DangerHayden, and they sent in a video.
Zack, my question is for you, man. Your actors always tend to go through these massive, awesome physical transformations for their movie roles. And you've also spoken about how not only is it a physical transformation, but a psychological one too, and how important that is to the role. So I'm interested for these new characters you created for Rebel Moon, how important was that physical and psychological training for people like Sophia or Charlie to get into these characters you created? Thanks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think pretty much every So a lot of the work that Shay and I and Kurt have done in sort of creating the worlds is to make sure that we have our eye on the long look, you know.
Yeah, I love that. All right, our next question comes from @DangerHayden, and they sent in a video.
Zack, my question is for you, man. Your actors always tend to go through these massive, awesome physical transformations for their movie roles. And you've also spoken about how not only is it a physical transformation, but a psychological one too, and how important that is to the role. So I'm interested for these new characters you created for Rebel Moon, how important was that physical and psychological training for people like Sophia or Charlie to get into these characters you created? Thanks.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think pretty much every actor in the film was in the gym. It is important, I think. You know, their character has gone through a lot, and the gym allows this kind of chrysalis, you know, that they can get inside of, and then when they finally come out, in whatever shape they're in, if it is a big transformation or a small transformation that they're going through physically, to me that's not as important as the process of kind of going into this incubator and coming out the other side and being able to say, okay, now I'm this guy. He has a slightly different body than me as a person, you know, me walking around the world. So I think it is helpful in that way. It's more just about going into that incubator and sort of coming out, you know.
Well, I think about someone like Sofia Boutella too, right? Who is a dancer. Who we have seen, we've seen do incredible action, things like Atomic Blonde in The Mummy. But in this, I believe she did the most, if not all of her stunts.
99% of the stunts is her. There's a few things every now and then we'd have to chuck her off of a, scaffolding, or she would have to get slammed on wires into the ground, and I'd be like, look, it's a liability. You know, we have to shoot tomorrow. And that really was the only way I could convince her not to do it.
But she has some incredible action sequences in this movie.
Well, you know, she's incredibly physically gifted. She's super athletic. And yes, her dance background makes her a perfect stunt performer in a lot of ways. And making an action film is so much about choreography, you know, and whoever you're fighting, they're going to throw a punch at you. You have to know where it's going to land. You have to either be able to react to it or duck it or whatever you're supposed to do. And without the ability to sort of understand the sort of repeatability of those physical actions and be able to be precise, you know, that can be slightly problematic, you can imagine. And her ability to not only do the choreography, but act the moment inside the choreography. That's the trick. You know, anyone can, not anyone, of course not anyone, but there's probably a lot of people that could dance the dance, but the emotional part of it, what's happening in here at the same time, that's what you get from Sophia. That's amazing.
Yeah, I love that.
Continuing